You're welcome to this lesson. So in this lesson we're going to be learning how to cut and sew our shift dress. So I've folded our fabric into 4 equal parts. For this dress we're going to be using 2.5 yards of fabric. Okay, so I folded this fabric based on the largest part of our body, which is our hips measurement. Okay, so our hips measurement divided by 4, and I now added some 3 to 4 inches is allowance. So now we are putting in our starting line, where we are going to mark our gown length. Okay, our shift dress length. For me, I usually work with 40 to 42 inches. Okay, when I'm making a short dress. So before we move on, what is a shift dress? A shift dress refers to a dress that hangs from the shoulder straight down. Okay, a short dress that hangs loosely on the body without any fitted cut. Okay, so that's just what it is. Okay, so the next measurement you're putting is our waist measurement and our hips measurement. That's the length of your waist from your shoulder and your hips from your shoulder. Okay, so the next measurement you're going to be marking is our shoulder measurement. But since it's an extended shift dress, you're not attaching any sleeve, we are going to increase the shoulder. But first, let us put in our neck dip and our neck width. For our neck dip, we're using 4 inches and our neck width 4 inches, and we've connected the lines. So it's an extended sleeve, and we're going to use the whole of that fabric for our sleeve. So we're just putting in our slope here, 1 inches down for our slope measurement. Don't forget, the human body is not straight. So the next thing we want to do is put in our arm measurement. For this shift dress, we're going to be using 12 inches. Okay, it's an extended sleeve. We're not attaching the sleeve comes with the dress. So we're putting in our our bust measurements. From there we're going to add like 3 to 4 inches for the ease. Like I said before, a shift dress is a loose free dress, so we're going to add a lot of ease. The next measurement we're going to be putting is our waist measurements. Okay, you want to divide your waist by 4 and add 3 to 4 inches allowance for the ease of our dress. Okay, so we add 4 to 3 inches allowance, and we are going to connect our bust to our waist. Okay, like so. So the next marking we're going to put is our hips measurement. Okay, divide your hips by 4, add your 3 to 4 inches allowance for the ease, and connect the lines. And from there we're going to take that measurement all the way down. Okay, so the next marking we want to put now is our back neck dip. Don't forget that we are not adding zipper allowance. We are cutting the back and the front. Okay, and failed to mention we're cutting the back and the front at the same time, and there's no zipper allowance for this shift dress, so we are cutting our back measurement first. Our back neck dip, we are cutting the back and the front piece together. For our back neck dip, we used 1.5 inches. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is separate our back piece from our front piece and cut out our front neckline. We're using a v-neck line, a v-neck okay, for our front neckline. So if you don't know how to cut or sew a v-neck, you're going to go through that process in this lesson. So now this is our front and our back piece. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is cut the piece we are going to be using to turn the neck of our front neckline and our back neckline. For that piece you want to take out a piece of fabric like so. Place your front neckline, or if you're starting with your back neckline like so, and trace out the neck or cut out the neck. And make sure you put in the length which you're going to be using for the piece. All right, so you want to cut out the neck like so. Cut out the shoulder line so it can align, and you know any shape you want to make out of this piece. You can decide to make a square or like a round, like what I just did, and you want to do the same thing for the front neckline. So having done that, you want to lay your pieces on the fabric like so, and place the right side of that facing to the right side of your front piece. Okay, just like this, and so all right, so on the v neck. Now we are going to begin the sewing process of our shift dress, but first we want to lay our fabric on a flat surface like so, and place that interface piece. Okay, and you want to secure it with the help of a pin so that it doesn't move while you're sewing on it, and you're just going to sew on the U or round neckline. When you're done with the first piece, you want to do the same thing to the second piece. All right, this is how a typical example of how to sew your necklines. Okay, now the next step is give our neckline a notch. All right, you want to give it a notch so you can easily turn it and iron out your neckline. Now the next step is to iron out our neckline. You want to place it flat on your ironing board or your table and iron it like so. When you're done ironing your neckline, this is exactly what you will get. All right, this is the back side of our dress. What you want to do is either search that or hem it. You want to do the same thing to the front piece. Okay, the beautiful thing about turning our neckline is that it gives our neckline a better finishing, okay, than any other process. It gives it a nice and a very cool finishing. So this is what a neckline looks like, a v neckline after turning it and ironing it. That's the back side of the neck of the neckline. You can either search that part or hem it. All right, so we are going back to our machine. We're going back to the sewing process. We are going to join the front shoulder to the back shoulder, the shoulder of our shift dress. We're going to join it like so. We are opening up that that lining piece and our main piece. So now we have done the same thing to this other part of our shoulder. We have joined our shoulder lines with the front shoulder to the back shoulder, and this is what our dress is coming out already. Okay, so you can see our dress is already coming out. Our dress is already coming out. So the next step is to hem our extended sleeve. Okay, you want to hem our extended sleeve. You want to fold your fabric like so and begin sewing. We are still hemming our extended sleeve. You want to take your time and do this process so that your dress will come out very nice. The finishing will be top notch. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing to the other sleeve. I love this dress. In fact, it's one of my best design, my best styles, because some days I just want to throw in something free on my body and just go to where I want to go to without any stress. Okay, so now we're going to join our dress. Okay, we are finished hemming our extended sleeve. We're going to join our dress, but first you want to ensure you put in the measurements. We're using 10 inches for our sleeve. We're using 10 inches for our sleeve, and we're going to sew on our sleeve all the way down to the hem line of our dress. We also want to do the same thing to this other side of the dress. We want to do the same thing to this other part of the dress, and when you are done, we want to hem our dress. Okay, you can decide to hem it 1 inch to 1.5 inches depending on how wide you want the hem line to be. Okay, it's totally up to you, and this is the end result of our dress. You can see came out so beautiful. I love this. You can attach your pockets by the side or in front like I did. Just make it to your taste. All right, bye.